Hinala nga daw ng prosekusyon na yung mga susi daw, attorney, ay maaring magbigay daan doon sa mga taguan ng mahalagang dokumento bukod doon sa issue ng pera o mga ari-arian na may kinalaman daw sa kaso ng dating Pangulong Duterte. Anong masasabi po ninyo?
Are we referring to susi, yung case?
Yes po.
Case sa bahay? Or, ay,
Ang
naku, kalokohan po yan.
kasama
Wala
po yun sa
po.
personal na gamit, sabi. Na
Ay, naku, kalokohan
kabilang
po
sa
yan.
susuriin.
I was there when he was brought into the bus. At hindi namin alam kung hindi nga namin alam anong damit ang dadalhin niya para lang may maisuot siya sa eroplano at pagdating sa Hague. Talagang hindi ko alam kung saan nanggagaling yung balita na yan.
Opo. Pero gusto ng prosecution din na attorney na magdagdag ebidensya po daw ito laban po sa dating Pangulo.
But it assumes a fact not established kasi nandun nga ako eh. Paano mangyari na magdadala siya ng susi sa bahay, susi ng multahe while he would be actually on travel? In fact, if you would recall, he and his group, his entourage came from Hong Kong for an engagement there. And he came back to the Philippines, notwithstanding the fact that there were already reports of a standing warrant against him.
Attorney, baka meron po kayong ideya, kumusta po ang ating dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte dyan po sa ICC?
We haven't had any contact except for the family who have visited him. What I heard is that the ICC has asked that the items that he brought with him when he was rendition to the Hague on March 11, 2025, the ICC prosecutors would like to have it seized, and I think the ICC have granted the request.
May legal na basehan ho ba yan, attorney, yung pagsusuri doon sa mga personal na gamit? Wala ho bang nilalabag po yan?
I don't see any legal basis. I'd like to put that in context if you would allow me.
Yes, ma. Sir.
Kasi nandun po ako noong March 11, 2025, nung inaresto at kidnap yung dating Pangulo. If you would recall, talagang mabilisan na situation was very fluid, especially at the time in the evening when he was already being brought to the bus. So hindi namin alam kung anong gagawin namin, hindi nga namin alam kung anong dadalhin niya. So wala talaga siyang, ang sinasabi pa nga sa balita na the ICC would seize the money that was with him at the time. That's baloney. That's actually false because wala po siyang talang pera. If you would recall, yung dating Executive Secretary Bingbong Villaldea who accompanied him to The Hague, while on the plane, yung dating Pangulo pa nga nagtanong kay E.S. Bingbong kung may pera siya at nagtanong si E.S. Bingbong kung bakit. Sabi niya, bilhin natin ng damit yung mga pulis kasi pagdating sa Netherlands, sobrang lamig doon. So siya na mismo nagsasabi na wala siyang pera. So why is there such a news na money is being seized from him at the time when he was brought in there? Pangalawa, when the plane landed at The Hague on March 12, 2025, pumasok pa yung representative ng ICC sa aeroplano and conducted a what you call a checklist, no? As regards kung sino nandun sa loob, kung sino si dating Pangulo, ano yung initial kalagayan niya, no? And he was brought out. If I may, perhaps the authorities can confirm this. He was brought out on a stretcher kasi sobrang haba ng biyahe na pagod yung dating Pangulo. So yung mga ganong klaseng balita po, nakakabahala kasi wala pong basihan.
Opo. At hinala nga daw ng prosekusyon na yung mga susi daw, attorney, ay maaring magbigay daan doon sa mga taguan ng mahalagang dokumento bukod doon sa issue ng pera o mga ari-arian na may kinalaman daw sa kaso ng dating Pangulong Duterte. Anong masasabi po ninyo?
Are we referring to susi, yung case?
Yes po.
Case sa bahay?
yung,
Or, ay,
ang,
naku, kalokohan po yan.
kasama
Wala
po yun sa
po.
personal na gamit, sabi. Na
Ay, naku, kalokohan
kabilang
po
sa
yan.
susuriin.
I was there when he was brought into the bus. At hindi namin alam kung hindi nga namin alam anong damit ang dadalhin niya para lang may maisuot siya sa eroplano at pagdating sa Hague. Talagang hindi ko alam kung saan nanggagaling yung balita na yan.
Opo. Pero gusto ng prosecution din na attorney na dagdag ebidensya po daw ito laban po sa dating Pangulo.
But it assumes a fact not established. Kasi nandun nga ako eh. Paano mangyari na magdadala siya ng susi sa bahay, susi ng multahe while he would be actually on travel? In fact, if you would recall, he and his group, his entourage, came from Hong Kong for an engagement there, and he came back to the Philippines, notwithstanding the fact that there were already reports of a standing warrant against him.
Mm-mm. Kaya ang sabi po ng depensa, fishing expedition ang ginagawa po ng prosecution no, ng ICC attorney.
Definitely.
Mm-mm. Kasi kung makikita po ninyo parang dahil kukunin nila o susuriin nila yung susi, ibig sabihin hindi po sapat yung ebidensya po nila at hindi matibay po yung ebidensya nila. Tama ho bang ganung naratibo o argumento, attorney?
Pwedeng ganun ang paningin, pero pero sa mas malawak na pagtingin dito, Jade, ano po ito eh? Matagal na po nilang pinag-imbestiga ito at nakuha na po si dating Pangulong Digong noong March 11, 2025. Mahigit isang taon na po. Ngayon lang po nila maalala that they are supposed to do that at this stage of the case, at the trial phase of the case. Yun po ang nakapagtataka at this point in time kung bakit nilalabas itong ganitong klaseng tinatawag na naratibo.
Opo. Opo. Maaari ho bang igiit po ng depensa attorney na may karapatan po o baga nilalabag po yung karapatan ng privacy ng dating Pangulo o ng mismo pamilya dahil nga dito sa gustong o nais ng prosekusyon na suriin po yung mga personal na gamit ng dating Pangulo?
It may be possible that whatever he might have in his possession at the time when he arrived at The Hague and was brought out of the plane. By the way, I would like to put it in context.
Yes, sir.
Was brought out of the plane because yung yung eroplano po na nagdala sa kanila sa Hague is still considered Philippine territory. So ibig sabihin, yung paglabas niya sa eroplano is already foreign territory or the territory of Netherlands. And for which they may no longer have any jurisdiction, well, insofar as whatever is happening inside the plane is concerned. So, yung gamit po na dinala sa paglabas niya, which I doubt very much na meron pa siyang meron siyang mga ganong klaseng gamit ng when he was brought out of the plane. As I've said, he was so weak that he was brought directly to the hospital. That was what I was told.
Opo. Pero ginagalang naman ho ng ICC, tama ho ba, attorney, yung right to privacy ng isang individual na nakakulong ngayon sa kanila?
I suppose so, kasi we also honor that even under our jurisdiction.
Opo, kasi alam mo naman po, iba tayo dito tapos sa kanila, baka may iba din po silang mga rules na maaring malabag po yung karapatan ng isang individual na nakakulong tulad nga po sa kaso ni PRRD.
That having said, hindi ko lang maintindihan talaga. There are two things that as a matter of policy pinapayagan dito sa Pilipinas. Yung pagbibisita ng isang detenido, no, sa isang detention facility. Pero hindi pinapayagan sa ICC. Unang-una, yung pagbibisita ng ibang tao other than lawyers and immediate family members. Dito sa Pilipinas, kahit kaibigan pwedeng bumisita. Obviously, regulated po yan within visiting hours, pero pwedeng bumisita sa isang detenido. Doon po hindi pwede, very restricted yung pagbibisita doon. Pangalawa, yung pagkain. Alam natin na yung pagkain ah, yung pagkaing Pinoy or to put it more specific, yung pagkaing Cebuano ni Mayor Digong, ang gusto niya, no? Yung mga yung munggo, paksiw, tinola, yun po yung gusto niya na na pagkain. And yet, hindi siya nabibigyan ng ganong klaseng pagkain kasi iba nga yung pagkain na binibigay doon sa Netherlands. So, pero dito, sa Pilipinas, pinapayagan tayo na kung ano yung gusto ng detenido, na pwedeng magdala ng pagkain galing sa labas. Pero yun yung mga ganong klaseng restriction na that they have in the ICC, which we don't understand because pinapayagan tayo dito sa Pilipinas.
Opo. Maaari ho ba itong makapag-dulot ng delay doon sa pagdinig sa kaso ng dating Pangulong Duterte, attorney, itong motion ang prosecution dyan po sa ICC?
Posible po kung hindi ma-resolve early insofar as the motion of the prosecution is concerned. But then again, as I've said, they have more than 1 year to prepare for the case, for trial, in that sense. So, nakapagtataka kung bakit ngayon lang nila naisip na gumawa ng motion na ganyan, na sa palagay ko, because I was there, talagang walang basihan. At the time when he was brought out to the bus, into the plane, and was flown out of the country.
Opo. Doon naman po sa issue ng pag-freeze sa mga baga pinansyal, no, o sa mga salaping na kumpiska nga mula sa kay FPRD nung siya po ay maaresto, attorney. Tama ho ba 'yon?
I do not get the question.
Yung nag-issue ho kasi ng itong korte na kautusan na i-freeze yung mga salaping nakumpiska mula kay FPRD noong siya po ay naaresto.
Two things that comes to mind. Una, as I've said, so far as I know, wala pong basihan. Kasi nga, hindi nga natin alam kung ano yung madalian po nating pina-prepare yung mga konting damit na dala niya galing sa Hong Kong para lang may dala niya papunta sa Hague, ano? Kahit pa paano man, assuming mayroong pera na kaunti, anong relevance din sa kaso na yan? Pagdating doon sa mga personal effects ng presidente. So, then again, it begs the question, ano pong relevance? Relevancy ang tawag natin dyan sa ebidensya, no, pagdating sa kaso.
Opo. Attorney, bago ko lang ipasa kay partner Admar, sa issue naman po ng kalusugan ng dating Pangulong Duterte, sa tingin ho ninyo, kaya ho niyang maging present po doon sa pagdinig ng ICC sa mga darating na panahon?
I was thinking about that also, given his age and his health, no? I've seen him before he was flown out of the country. He was already weak, and we know that he's already 81 years old. And but I like to believe, no, kahit na medyo mahina siya, he would like to get this through insofar as the trial is concerned, because even to this very day, he still believed two things: na walang jurisdiction yung ICC, and he continued to invoke that position na wala pong jurisdiction ang ICC over him, and if ever there is a case, it should be brought before the Philippine court. Pangalawa, he continued to invoke his innocence in all the charges brought before him. So I like to believe that he will continue to, notwithstanding his physical well-being, he will see this through